Okay, so chapter 6, lesson 7, solving inequalities by multiplication or division. So here's the good news. You already know how to graph. Okay, now we're just using multiplication and division. Yesterday we're doing adding and subtracting. Today we're just going to do multiplication and division. It's very, very, very similar. There's only one rule that's different, and I'll tell you that in a second. Okay, so here's our first example. 8x is less than or equal to 40. No, this is what we're doing today. This is our first problem. It was solving inequalities by division or multiplication. So yesterday we did adding and subtracting. Today's multiplying and dividing. And we solve them just like you would as an equation again. Exactly the same. So if I have 8x, what am I going to do to get rid of that 8 here? Divide, right? And like I said, if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. So let's do that. Why is this not working? There we go. So x is less than or equal to 5. So what are some things that x could be? Could be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and everything below, right? So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to graph. We're going to graph again. Henry, this is maybe something you didn't know yesterday. Maybe you figured it out. I'm not sure. But my sign, what kind of dot am I going to have? I'm going to have a closed dot because it includes 5 this time. That's why it's closed. That tells me it includes 5. And what way, towards what number should my arrow go? 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Henry, do you understand why our arrow goes this way? Okay, because that's anything that x could be. And it's just giving me a visual. Okay, x could be 5, 4, 3, and then whatever else is that way on my number line. Could it be 4.9? Yeah, it could be even decimals if you want it to be. Okay, so let's pick 2, and so let's put 2 back in here. 8 times 2 is 16. Is 16 less than 40? Yes, so we know we're right. Okay, not too difficult, right? Same thing we did yesterday. Let's try this one. This one's a little different. This one's a little different. All right, so if I look at this, d divided by 2 is greater than 7. If I'm dividing on that side, what am I going to do to get rid of that 2? Multiply. Very good. So let's multiply. Times 2. See you later. I got times 2 on this side, so I have d is less than 15. So instead of graphing it this time, let's just talk about some things that d could be. Oh, d is greater than 14. Did I say less than? I meant greater than. Oops. Why don't you guys tell me? No. Wow. D is greater than 1421. Could be 16. It could be 15. Could be 14.1. Could be 25. It could be a bajillion. I don't know. It's literally from 15 on. Okay, yep. You know what? I don't know if you have to do that today or not. I don't know. I think maybe not. We're sticking with the simple stuff, hopefully. Okay? All right, so here's the big rule. Okay, here's the big rule, and you have to remember this. Make sure you put this in your notebook, like, I don't know, what goes around it, or like, park or something, because you're going to have to know this. Okay, so when, all caps, sure, go for it. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, the sign has to switch. Not the positive sign, but the sign in the middle, the greater than or less than sign, has to switch. And I'll show you an example. Maybe I should write the inequality sign. Okay. Equality sign. why do we have to do this? Well, when you multiply by a negative number, what happens usually? Either the sign switches, right? Like the negative sign switches, or becomes positive or something. Now here's the thing. That inequality sign does not understand our number line. It doesn't understand that when I get to 0, the number line basically flips and it becomes -1, -2, -3, -4. It thinks that the 0, and then it starts at the next highest number, so 0, like a billion, you know what I mean? It thinks it starts at a high number, not the 1. It doesn't understand that the number line actually flips, so it keeps thinking it's high numbers over here. That's why we have to flip the sign. Okay, so here's an example. Anybody still need this yet? You do? Okay. Doesn't understand how our number line works. And that's how we have to flip the sign. Okay. All right, so here's an example. -2g is less than 10. -2g is less than 10. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by -2. Do you see dividing by a negative number? Okay, and I got to do the same thing on the other side. See how this became a -5? The sign thinks it becomes a +5. That's why then I have to take this number and I have to switch like that. Okay. So if g is greater than -5, so what are some things g can be? Yeah. 0, g can be 0. What else can g be? 1. Okay, if I put 1 in there, I have 2 times 1 would be -2, right? It's less than 10. What else? It could be 3. It could be -4. Right, so it doesn't understand. If I would have kept it like this, it would not turn out down here. It would not make my thing true. So I have to switch that sign. So when this number is negative, I have to switch the sign. Sometimes, but you know what? You might have a negative number here, and you're not dividing by a negative. Yep. Here, should we do some more? See if we can figure one out. Okay. So here's another example. Okay, and then I'll do another one that I think you're thinking of. Okay, so here I have x divided by -3 is less than or equal to 4. So I would multiply by 3. Oh, look, multiplying by a negative. Okay, I'm going to multiply by -3 here. I have x is greater than or equal to -12 is what my answer should be. Yes. Just switch it. Yep. Yep. Okay. This number here on this side is negative, then you're going to switch the sign. Sometimes this one might be negative, then don't worry about it because you're not dividing. I'll show you an example. Okay, I'll show you some more examples. So then if x is greater than 12, what's my things x could be? It could be -11, -10, -9, -8, -7, so on and so forth. I'll quick graph it. Huh? Right. What do you mean? What did you say? Right, you know how to graph it, so I'm not going to make you do it over and over again. Okay, what about here? I'll throw in some more here. So what if I have this? Let's say if 2x is greater than -18. Okay? So I'm going to divide by 2. Am I dividing by a negative number? No. Even though this is a negative, am I dividing by a negative number? 2 is not negative, so guess what? I do not change my sign then. Okay? So don't change because this not negative. Is that what you were looking for? Something like that? Okay. I'll do some more examples. Okay, what about, do you want that? You want that in your notebook probably? Okay. And then if I would have, let's see, I'll just keep doing negative 2. Negative 2x less than, if I have negative 12, would I change this one? Yes, because what's happening? I'm dividing by negative 2. Negative 2. I'm dividing by negative 2. See, this one's negative. Then it's going to change. So, not n, it's x, I guess. X greater than 6. All right, how are we doing so far? Okay. Let me do one more. I'll give you one more. This one you would change. I'm going to do one more. I'll do a dividing one. So if I d divided by, let's do 3, is greater than negative 4. So if I'm multiplying by 3 here, am I multiplying by a negative? No. So guess what? I don't change this one. Even though that 4 is negative, that 3 is not. How are we doing so far? It's really not so bad. You just gotta remember that rule. That's it. And then there's a lot of in your homework today, so make sure you're paying attention to that. Okay? All right. Then it's gonna give you a sentence again. You're gonna have to decipher what it is and what it means. So first of all, we always know a number means what? If I have a number, always means variable. Yep. 4 times a number is greater than. Oh yeah, if you want to write one in your notebook, go ahead. 4 times a number. You can write that a few different ways. You can write 4x, 4 times x. I don't really care. This one's the quotient of a number in 5. You got to make sure you know what some of these words mean. You know, like quotient. What's quotient even mean? Divide. What does the word product mean? Multiply. So make sure you know that because that's going to show up in your homework too. So this one looked like this. 4x greater than 12. And then you might have to solve it, just like yesterday. Divide by 4, x should be greater than 3. This one would be a quotient of a number, so n and 5 is greater than 20. That's what that one should look like. And then you should be able to solve it. Okay? Yep. 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 And then I always show it with the line, I guess, because that's what I'm used to. But if you want to show it with the dot, line dot, that's fine. You can easily do that. Rule. Yep. That's why I told you to put it in caps or put hearts around it or a circle or some highlighters or something around it. So you can remember that one should be. Good, Merrick? Okay. Make sure I don't get anything else. I don't have anything else. Nothing. That's all. It was a short video today.